Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. I came upstairs to clean up because I have a huge disaster of fabric and paper and everything everywhere. And every time I try to clean up, I start doinking around again with this this journal. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and film what I'm playing around with. I don't really have a specific plan. I just thought I would try to work on the cover a little bit. So I have taken some strips of fabric. This is like a piece of tapestry that I have. I took a piece of the fringe, crochet fringe, and just kind of set it under there. I put this here. And I'm going to stitch these together and then glue them down, I think. Oops, I think I wanted the red side this way. And then I just have like a little piece of sari silk that has this design. This is a piece that I had. My friend Denise sent me that a while back. So that's why I have that. And then, so I'm going to try to kind of duplicate that on this side. They don't have to be identical because one's going to be at the front of the book, one's at the back, but I just kind of want to, you know, keep them pretty similar. And then I will turn off the camera and stitch them, and then I'll come back and we'll play around with the front of it. So I'm just trying to kind of sort of get the same thing again. So I hope all of you are awesome today. I'm having a pretty good day. Just gonna have to go do some packing and stuff. Not that we're just going overnight kind of thing, but I need to get that done for the band trip this weekend. I had an extra piece of this. The kids are very excited, as always. I hope they do well, especially since it's my daughter's senior year, so it would be nice if, you know, they did good. I mean, they always do good, but it would just be fun if they got in the upper portion of it all. There's a lot of really super awesome bands that come to this competition, so it's serious business. But lots of fun too. So this will probably be the last day that I'll have a video up for you guys until we're back. Probably be Monday before I get around to that, by the time I get home and do laundry and you know all the stuff that mom's got to do. I don't think I can cut this with the, just want a little bit off of this end. Alright, and then we need a piece of this sari silk. The only problem is I have to cut it kind of far because those little things are just on those parts. But I'll use the little scraps for something. I always find somewhere to put stuff like that. I need a piece of that other lace. This one actually goes under here. And you don't have to do yours like this. You could, you know, put one piece of fabric across there, or you could do some like little folds in it. Where's that little piece that I had a minute ago? You know, this kind of thing where you just fold it and stitch it and it makes like a ruffle. You could do something like that across there. There's lots of things that you could do, so don't feel like just because I'm doing it like this you have to do it like this. You do it your way. I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, of course, you know, if you have the same fabrics and stuff, it's fun to do similar things, but you don't have to do the same. Because some things I'll have you just, you know, you won't, so. And we kind of like to make things our own anyway. Actually goes under all these. And then I need that one little piece. I had a little piece. So yeah, I hope you guys are having an awesome week. The weather, I think fall is definitely here to stay. I was kind of hoping that it would warm back up and stuff, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's cooled off pretty good. I kind of feel like I need something breaking those two up. Like this pink. Try another piece of that. And it was funny because Maggie was telling me, you know, rip the fabric, do whatever, don't worry about it kind of thing. But I tried ripping some. It's not, I mean, some pieces, like I ripped this piece and it ripped really easily. But one of the other pieces I was trying to rip, not so easy. So, yeah, I did make a bow though for the front, and I'll show that to you guys in a minute, but I just kind of want to get this part figured out. Yeah, you would think it would rip super easy, and maybe I'm just not cutting it right or something to make that happen, but it does not rip as easy as you would imagine. And plus all the strings everywhere kind of make me crazy. I don't know why, because I have a complete disaster around me, so I don't know why that bothers me. I think it's just because they stick to my hands and stuff. It's sort of like that glue thing. This one's all sideways and wonky here. Okay, so something like this is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to go stitch those together, and then we'll glue our pockets. I was going to try to stitch it in the sewing machine because those flaps are still loose, but I doubt I'm going to be able to do a very great job of that. So I think I'm just going to stitch the pieces of fabric together, and then I'm just going to glue them on. I think they'll probably be better off that way because it's going to be hard to catch all the levels, so I'll probably end up doing some more than one stitch kind of thing. And I wouldn't be able to do that very well on the pockets, I don't think. So, because there's like this beading over here and I just don't want to mess it up. So anyway, that's what I'm going to go do, and I'll be right back. Okay, hi, I'm back. So I stitched both of them. They were just put together and stitched. And I used a little glue stick, just one of these little glue sticks, and dabbed it a little here and there just to hold it together so when I run it through the sewing machine it is a little bit easier. And this one, and I found some of my eyelash trim, well, I spotted it, and so I think I'm going to put some of that behind when I put the glue on. So this might be a little bit tricky, and the other thing I'm worried about is the glue soaking through there, so I need a piece of plastic. And I'm just going to steal a package that I have with stickers in it to stick right here, because I don't want the glue to go through this and onto my, you know, paper underneath. So I'm just going to glue this down. And, you know, this today isn't super exciting or anything new, but I just thought I would go ahead and turn on the camera so you guys could see, since we're kind of doing this whole thing together, that you might want to watch. And I'm just doing that because I just want more of the eyelash trim. You're not going to be able to see the string portion anyway because it's going to be covered up. And I'm going to put glue on the back of those too, pretty much along the seam that I made. It just seems to be a good way to hold stuff down. And I need to come out obviously a little further than the seam. And oh, I forgot to trim this one, because it is a little bit bigger than it needs to be. And like this one has these beads, so I'm kind of letting those stick out. But this over here is probably going to have to get trimmed, but it's fine for now. Because of the spine. That's the word. Okay, so that one's glued on. See all that glue? That would have been a mess. So I'm just going to let that set there while we come over here and do this one. I got to wipe this off. It's the only problem with fabric is it definitely is porous. That one really goes in there quite a ways. I don't think it's that big of a deal as long as I don't have lots of other stuff on it because, oh, you know what I need to do? We need to put some like cheesecloth or something in there before we glue these down. Glad I thought of that because that would have not been great after the fact. This piece is a little bit longer. No escaping. That one I went a little wonky on. Just to decorate those pockets up a bit. And I'm going to go ahead and lay that flat. Maybe. Is this one okay? Just want to make sure they stay there. Okay, that I can put away, or I can wipe it off actually. And it won't have glue all over it. Alright, so let's see here. Cheesecloth. I wonder what I did with it. I had some I colored for this purpose, but I was also thinking lace might be kind of cool. So maybe I want to do lace. Here's this cool. Kind of neat because it's got ribbon in it, and that would pretty much fit in there perfectly, and it would hang out with the ribbon, so that's kind of cool. Let me see. Yeah, I think I like that. Alright, so let's except just, yeah, pocket, that's not going to be great, but I can, let's see, this comes up, I may have to cut this a little bit. First of all, it needs to be straight. Well, as straight as I can get it anyway. My straight is not always the greatest. Trying to think how in the world I'm going to do that. Fits in there. I'm probably going to have to cut the part that's underneath here out, because otherwise it'll just be rubbing and hitting and that won't work great. Oh, see, I messed this up when I lifted it up. Ah. Need clips. This is what happens when you craft with me. You never know what crazy ridiculousness is going to happen. I really truly have been thinking about this cover a lot. It's not like I'm totally winging it. It seems that way, I know, but I really have been trying to think of how I want to do it. I just have had so many ideas going through my head that I'm having trouble wrangling them, I guess you would say. Okay, so I think from here down, it's going to have to come out. But we can definitely use this for something else, because those are pretty with the ribbon running through them like that. So it's about there. At least I thought of it before I glued the pockets. That's usually what I would do. Glue the pockets and then be like, oh yeah, I was going to put something in there. Because I'm dingy like that. This does not want to lay down right. Probably going to have to glue it again because I'm impatient. If I would have just left it, I would have been better off. So let me see if that's right. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. Just need to leave it alone. Alright, let's see up here. And I got this at an antique store. I'm not even sure, you know, if it was on a garment or what. It doesn't seem like it was, but I don't know. Could have been. Okay. So that'll go like that. I'm going to put the glue in the middle, and I think I'm going to just kind of let the sides be free, because I know that it's going to show through the lace a little bit, but most of it's going to get covered by our, when we sew in our signatures, so. I'm going to glue these down. There's just pieces from the cover. And I know this is an insane amount of glue, but I want my spine to stay together. I don't want it to fall apart. And I'm sure a lot of people would think I was crazy for doing it like that, but try to get this as centered as possible. And you know, if you don't have this, you can just use cheesecloth. You know, if you don't have a piece of lace that can go in here, you can just use cheesecloth and it'll look cool too. It looks neat, something hanging out of there really is what the thing is. I'm going to trim a little bit of this right here because it's kind of crooked. But I like it going all the way up there. To pull these down and make sure they're in the right spots. I just messed this one up again. Ay, ay, ay. Put clamps on it and stop messing with it. The smaller ones. Sorry, just getting clips. Okay, so we're probably going to have to set this aside and just let it dry. Oh, I thought I had another one. So I'll use a big one. And then we'll come back to it. Cut this piece off. Just added bulk. Yep, not added bulk at all. Sorry, I know this is really boring stuff, but it's just part of it, so. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. Maybe. Alright. So that's done. And then what else was I thinking of working on today? I got the spine piece ready. I'm going to use a piece of tapestry. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you guys. I made something for the cover, and it's not like all hooked together yet, but essentially it's going to be this off of the corner, and I'll probably end up trimming it a little bit more. And then this piece, something like this. And this is a piece of sari that I tore. And I'm going to kind of, you know, bring it together like that. If that makes any sense, probably not, but you know, hey. And then I have this, which was that long strip of sari in this color with these kind of silvery designs on it. And I just shredded it into like 4 pieces. And then all I did was take a piece, let me grab a piece of, like say this is 1 strip. And I just took it like a bow, you know, and I had 1 longer strip laying down and I set it on there. So like if this one was the long strip laying on here. And I got this from Robin Dudley Howe's. I've done this before with my altered file folders, so if you want to see exactly how I did it. And then I would just take another strip of sari silk and make another bow, or you know, shape of a bow. And you just let the tails hang, it doesn't matter. And you lay it on there. And you know, keep going. And I think I did 4 of those all together and then 1 extra, so it was 5 strips of sari. And you can use, if you already have some that's already in strips, you know, and then you just tie it in the middle. And then you can cut your tails however long you want them. And it just makes this kind of the floppy bow thing. And these are the tails hanging out. And I'm probably going to have to trim off some of this fuzz because it kind of is bugging me. That's the part I'm not super crazy about. But yeah, so you just, and then you can just move it around however you want. And the thing about sari that's really awesome for making these bows is that it is floppy and it's not stiff. So it doesn't just like stick in one spot and you can't move anything around, or you can't, you know, make it look the way you want it. And then I had this was a flower that I had, but it's really just like, you can tell it's a silk flower, and then a piece of mesh cut to the same size, and then another piece of the silk flower and a piece of mesh, and you know, like that. And they've just stacked them on top of each other and glued it together. There's some little pearls hanging out and some other ribbons. But you know, you could use a faux flower, you know, like from Hobby Lobby or Michael's or wherever, or you can just use the bow, this floppy bow, the way it is. And I just was going to take this and put it on there like that. And this like this. And then this I'm kind of going to just tuck when I do it. And I'll probably glue it because I don't think I'm going to be able to stitch through all that. I mean, I definitely am going to have to glue this top flower because there's no way. And then just kind of have that hanging. And then on the front of our journal, I mean, this is just a signature, but it's going to kind of be like that sort of a thing. And obviously it's a work in progress, so as you can see, it is not finished. But that's the plan. I like the way this has some of the design on the sari, and then some of it is plain. So this is kind of along the lines I was thinking of, you know, doing it much like I've done my altered file folders, where you do like all this stuff on the front. That's kind of where I was going with that. I just thought that would be super fun to have something so, you know, tactile and like just, I don't know, cool looking on the front of the journal. So that's where that is. And I'm just setting it aside. So let's see, what else could we work on? I did make a journal card too. I need to figure out where to put this one, so maybe we can do that. And I've got lots of spaces. I made this and I stretched out the paper clip like a silly goose, and now it's messed up and I don't know, because that makes me mad. I don't know how I did that, but I did. It's probably because it's just these. I like these coated paper clips because they're easy to put on and off, and they slide better, I think, than just the pure all metal ones, but they bend really easy. That's the dilemma with those. Oh, I know, we need to work on that bag. So maybe we could work on that real quick. Anyway, this glassine bag. So I can figure this out later. I don't know where I want to put that one, so we'll work on this instead. Alright, let's see, I need the paper. I honestly have a disaster happening. And I know I say that every time I do a journal, but it's true. And I can't ever seem to do it in a clean way, because I always have little bits and pieces and junk everywhere, it seems like. So got that, and then got some things I cut out last night. I did make a couple of things. I don't know if I'll use this in this journal, but that's like a cool, it's just that pink paper that comes on that big roll, and then Medieval Mirage. This is all, I didn't do anything, I just cut it out and put it on there. And then some of that craft drawing paper, and then another Medieval Mirage. I just thought that was kind of fun. That would even be cool just to put in a signature, like you know, something like that, and just sew it right in. In fact, why don't I just do that? So that's one down, and then I made this, I'm gonna stitch around it. I just love that image. I just think it's so cool looking. That I found on New York Public Library. It's from a children's book. And then this is another one. I didn't finish this one, no, so I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with that. But I have all these little words. Those are in her Boho Bazaar. Her being Joff at Medieval Mirage. There's Spain. So anyway, let's work on this. I'm just trying to, I'm, you know, wasting time because I don't know what to put on here. Do these fit inside of here? They do, but they're a little short. Well, they wouldn't be horrible. Okay. Those are kind of too wide. I kind of like this part of it. So if you don't want to watch me play around with this, you don't have to. I just wanted to make sure I, you know, let you guys see kind of what I was doing with the cover. because that might be important if you're wanting to do a similar type thing. But I will not be offended if you aren't watching. I understand. We all have lives, right? I don't really want the girl necessarily on that. That one's the white paper. It's amazing the difference. Look at the white against that. Isn't that crazy? That one's so huge. That's not bad. Because it'd be kind of neat to be able to see in here, you know, and see whichever card goes in there because of the color. Kind of like that idea. I have more of these. It's huge too. I think I like that the best. And I'm not even going to worry about the words. Alright, so let's get that inked. And I want to rough up the edges. And this is just printer paper, so it's kind of thin. But it works well for gluing onto stuff like that, for sure. And if you like just the straight edge, don't worry about it. Don't worry about doing this. I just can't ever leave it alone. I always have to rough it up. Hold on just a minute, sorry. Okay, hi everybody, sorry, I am back. That was a wonderful friend of mine who is also a band mom. She dropped off 6 of those giant tins full of, like those foil roasting pans, full of cookies that I'm going to take with us. We have another mom who can't go on the trips and stuff like that, so she always like makes a whole slew of cookies for the kids to have after we feed them. So yeah, I'm going to take those up with us. Or over, I guess I should say, with us. So I'm going to just use this and go on that other side. I really like the idea of being able to, oh, you guys didn't see this, duh. So I just put that piece down there, and then I like the idea of being able to kind of see through this, so I think that's a cool way to do it. So I'm going to put this one on this side. Just want to rough up the edge a little bit. So yeah, the kids love that. They get a nice cookie with their meal, which is super fun. I can't imagine cooking all those cookies. It's awesome of her, though, to do that. I think I'd rather go on the trip than cook all those cookies. Ugh. That is just not my thing. I don't bake. I like to eat cookies, but I don't like to make cookies. But it's probably good I don't bake, because I'd probably weigh, you know, lots if I did. Because I like to eat them. It's hard enough keeping the weight off once you're past a certain age as it is. Add a bunch of cookies to it. So this is just one of her corners. I just flipped it up on the other way. I think it's supposed to go down, but I mean, it's fine. It looks cool. It's just kind of a fun little decoration, and then I'm going to put this in here. And I don't know, I have some other postcards I might use, but I'm just giving you the idea. Now I just need to put some things on the inside. It's going the wrong direction. These would be kind of cool because then you could write on there if you wanted to. This one's not going the right way. I don't think that'll work. Let's see. This one I don't necessarily need to see inside of because it's like the white side of the card. So I think I will just kind of collage on there. If I can find my tear ruler in my mess. And this is Medieval Mirage. I think this one's the floral one. But again, like I said, if you just go on her site and pick out some paper, really anything, I'm sure that it'll look great because it's just super pretty paper. All of it. I've got a few of her kits and I like all of them, so they're just very pretty. And if you just get the boho one or whatever. Tear the top of this. On this side, I think. It's going to fit better on this side. That one's got that rounded edge. Sorry if you guys are tired of hearing about band. I don't mean to go on and on. It's just that they are funny, and it's just kind of a fun thing, but I'm sure it's almost over. Just be glad of that. You're probably all going to be like, oh, thank God. But yeah, just kind of consumes your life a little bit when you're in the midst. I'm sure you all understand if you have kids, because it doesn't, you know, it's whatever. It's football, it's baseball, it's whatever they do. Kind of takes over your life when it's going on, because there's just so much that goes into all of it. Alright, let's see, what do we want on this side? I want to do something a little different. Oh, I could use some of our paper that Maggie sent. That's all falling apart, kind of. I kind of like using all these pieces in different ways than what they were intended. Just kind of fun. Could go over the top of it, actually. Come all the way out. And then what else? What else? I had some other ones too that I was thinking of using. One of those might be kind of fun. scales trims. Oh, I do like this lace. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not with it. I kind of am thinking, and when I get thinking, it's hard for me to focus. My great eyes. Took my glasses off somewhere along the line, and I don't know where I set them on the way down the stairs, so I wouldn't fall down the stairs. I don't like that necessarily together. Maybe use that somewhere else. This could be pretty. This was in one of my digis. It just takes up so much of that. I don't think I like that. I don't know. I just am not liking it at all. I don't know if it's the paper. I don't know what part of it is I don't like. Partial Eiffel Tower. Since I'm kind of doing the French Bohemian, or I'm not really sure what you would call it. A hodgepodge? I'm doing a hodgepodge. Nope, that's going to cover up that whole thing. I don't know why sometimes this comes so easily and other times it just does not. These are all images that I found online. Either at like New York Public Library, some I found on Pinterest, but they're all photos from before 1923, so they can be used in journals. People try to say that they're theirs, you know, but you really can't do that because the copyright time is up and you didn't take the photo, so yeah, see, I'm going to end up covering that no matter where I put it. Not even going to see that. Oh, this one looked better because of the color. So I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to tear this a bit. I don't know when I decide to tear and when I decide to use the scissors. I think it's really how much of the edge I can take off. And I know I'm not using a whole lot of fabric on this part, but sometimes you just don't need to. This could be a paper sounds video for as much as I'm talking, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get those down, and then I will let you guys go. Of course, you're free to go whenever you like. Thank you guys so much for all your support. You've been awesome while I've been doing this. Lots of good comments and always very kind. You guys are just amazing. And I do so appreciate it. Because it can be hard coming on, you know, almost daily and putting yourself out there, because you never know if people are going to like what you're doing or not like it, you know, because of course we're all very different. So it's fun to see what everybody thinks. And it kind of feels like maybe just a little fabric or something would be good. Thinking, I just don't know what kind of fabric I want. A little piece of this. For some reason I tend to like this lace, I think because it's just so meshy or something behind them. But of course that's not going to add any color. could also use a piece of this. Yeah, I like that. This glassine bag wants to like slide the whole thing. Kind of crazy. I'm gonna end up covering up the Paris after all that, but you know, we all know what the Eiffel Tower, where that's at, so I don't think it's that imperative. Alright, so there's those two and these two, and like I said, they'll have, I haven't totally decided on the cards I'm going to put in there yet, but I'm not going to torture you guys any longer. So, but I just like the idea of being able to see it through there. It's kind of fun. And then, let's see how our book is doing. Still really wet in the middle, but I think these are dry, and after all that, they're kind of wonky. But they are dry. Sorry, now I can't find the lid to that. That's great. It's probably sitting right here, it's just I can't see it. Okay, so this is going to be something roughly like this. So I think I'll go ahead and glue those down so that we can get those dry along with everything else. I want that piece to stay down. That glue seriously like comes out in buckets. Okay. The good part is, because of where I cut the lace, I can see how high up the pocket goes. Alright, and we don't have to glue the bottom. I want that to be flatter. Okay, so big clips. I don't know why that bothers me so much. And these may not match up entirely perfectly, just because obviously this is all hand cut fabric, so you know, those are the breaks with that. I don't know why that piece ended up sticking up all weird. Let's see, trying to find my It's a little bit harder with those sequins that are over there to glue that side. I'm going to have to put something heavy on this right here so it'll stay down. So isn't that lovely? With all my mess and my glue bottle, and yeah, it's nice, right? Makes you want to make one. All right, so that is where we are at. I think I'm gonna like this cover. I think it's cool. So I think it's down good anyway. That's gonna stay down there, I think. And then, like I said, the the signatures will be sewn in there. So, you know, that's gonna help how everything looks right now, but that's the gist of it. And then we will cover that with some tapestry. And I think that will be good. I'm going to move our bag that we made before it gets stuck to the cover or something great. So I hope you guys like this. I hope you have an awesome evening and a great weekend, because I'm probably not going to see you guys again until after the weekend. So take care of yourselves. Have a nice, safe weekend. And I'll probably see you back on Monday. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. Bye-bye now.